Hey everyone, welcome back and happy Thursday. All right, guys. Well, we're back to talk about Mauricio and also the Salt Lives, Salt Secret Lives, whatever you want to call it, Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. It's the whole Demi Marciano situation because the reunion came out on Hulu, which was actually, I thought it was great, and then I rewatched it, and then Jason pointed out a lot of things about Nick Vile's hosting skills, so that was kind of interesting. We'll talk about that a little bit, but really, the details of the text messages that came out were astounding. That's a great word. I'm going to use that a couple times today. Anyways, and I have a clip to play for you guys, but I'm also going to show you guys the leaked text messages. So before we jump in, if you guys haven't already, go ahead, pop off in the comment section. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, and happy almost 4th of July. Let's go. All right, guys, so we're going to start right here with Mauricio Umansky because this cannot be good. Mauricio Umansky versus NAR antitrust lawsuit, which was refiled. Okay, so it was a federal antitrust lawsuit. Mauricio Umansky, obviously, we know him from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and also he is one of the co-founders of the agency, which is massive. He revived his 2020 lawsuit against the National Association of Realtors and affiliated multiple listing services, MLS, on July 1st after it was paused on January 2024. Now, people are probably thinking, why? Why are you reviving this? Well, the lawsuit targets NAR's rule requiring any publicly marketed listings to be submitted to an MLS within one business day, arguing it suppresses the private pocket listings and stifles competition. But really, I didn't even know that this was a rule. Let me just say, one, I was probably the worst realtor in Los Angeles, and I was at Rodeo Realty in Beverly Hills. I hated it. I just watched $1 Million Listing, and I was like, oh my God, you get to dress up and walk around these really gorgeous homes. And then I had a wild client, sold one home, and I was like, okay, bye. I'm going to go work for Lisa Vanderpump. There's so many rules, guys. There's so many rules, there's so many things, and there's so many ways for you to get sued because at the end of the day, you are dealing with clients that are super emotional because it is one of their biggest assets, if not their biggest asset. Buying a home is such a big deal, and people get, especially in Los Angeles, really difficult to deal with. But I don't know. So anyways, Mauricio's defunct platform, the PLS, Pocket Listings Services.com, marketed off-market and private listings that was allegedly pushed out due to his policy depriving consumers of a discrete option. Now, the complaint alleges a coordinated effort between NAR and MLS networks to enforce the policy, harming innovation and competition. So NAR has since relaxed policies to permit some delayed off MLS listings, but Mauricio is still arguing that it's insufficient and still not okay. So as far as like the legal ramifications of this, he's seeking damages, treble damages, referencing a $418 million precedent in a similar antitrust settlement. And this aligns with a recent lawsuit by Compass and also Zillow over similar NAR policy. So he is saying that restricting what we can and cannot do stops creativity, and it also stops innovation. So he's saying that this should be the consumer's choice. Will he win? I don't know. But if I was Kyle Richards, since they're in the middle of the separation, divorce, whatever, if somebody else won $418 million, if I were her ass, I would not get a divorce until this lawsuit finishes because I would want half of that $418 million. It's like if you watch Madea, Tyler Perry, Diary of a Mad Black Woman, when she comes in and she's like, which half of this house do you want? You want this half or you want this half? And then she has the chainsaw and then she cuts the couch in half. Which half do you want? You don't leave if you know that your spouse is going through a lawsuit and could potentially come out on top. You don't walk away from that. No, you stay your ass put and you wait for that lawsuit to finish and you take every cent that you can. Or you go to helloprenup.com and get a prenup and make sure that you're protected. I don't know. Everybody's different. I chose a prenup, but Mauricio did not. So sorry, Mauricio, this one's on you. Anyways, we're moving on. So guys, we've been watching Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, and this whole shit show has been such a controversy. And by the way, I believe that they're either almost finished filming season 3 or they have finished filming season 3, because we know that we're getting 2 of them on Dancing with the Stars, the competition that's going to be based out of LA. And when they do Dancing with the Stars, it's like 6 days a week where it's nonstop training in the studio for probably, I think, like 6, 7, 8 hours. So it's very time consuming. You cannot film a reality TV show while also filming Dancing with the Stars. So they're not going to overlap. There's no way. But there were private messages that were exchanged on October 3rd between Demi and Marciano, and those were shown at the reunion despite Demi's absence. Now, Demi didn't make it to the reunion. She's the only one who didn't make it, and she said because she had previous plans to go to Disney. What? So hold on. Wait a minute, girl. You're trying to get people fired off the show because you want a higher pay, but you can't even commit to showing up to filming a reunion when you've never had a reunion before. So contractually, I think that people should be forced to do things that come up on the roster as far as, like, I don't know, a timesheet, a call sheet. It's a job. It's like if I'm working at Cheesecake Factory and I have the morning shift and all of a sudden I decide, oh, okay, well, my friend Melissa called me and said, let's go to Disney. I don't just get to walk my ass out and go to Disney. Like, I don't understand how she gets to get away with this. But ultimately, I understand why she tried to get away with this, because she probably knew that these text messages were going to be leaked on the show. Now, the texts include playful banter and a lot of sexual humor. Let me just show you guys the text, because this is some next level shit. Here we go. Thank you to Breaking the Rules Pod Clips. Now, the text. Demi said, get excited, haha, baptized by fire. Is this how you sweet talk all of the ladies? He said, baptized by fire. Oh no. All right, if that's what you want from me, LOL. I didn't realize I was sweet talking you. And she said, LOL, hate you. Obviously being flirty. Then she posted a photo of oysters and said, gonna hurl. And he said, LOL, don't be a baby. She said, it's no different than swallowing cum, which I can't say on here because it's YouTube. And I wholeheartedly stand by that. All right, so mind you guys, Demi did go on a whole tangent saying that he was very aggressive with her. She said that he committed SH and SA, which, again, it's YouTube. So I have to kind of, you guys know what I'm saying. Sexually harassed, sexually assaulted. You guys see what I'm saying? Like, you get it. You can read between the lines. But he said, haha, so fun. That's a fun fact about Demi. Doesn't swallow. I got it. Okay. I'm never going to be able to eat oysters again and not think about that. She said, ha, 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 ha. Okay. Ruined it for forever. And then posted an oyster emoji, a eggplant emoji, and a drip emoji. And he said, I hate you, LOL. So they were going back and forth and being incredibly flirty in these DMs and these text messages. And then she went on Nick Vile's Biofiles podcast, and she wanted to make sure that everybody knew that she felt like she was targeted by Marciano, when in fact, it's starting to come off as if they had some sort of relationship, and she didn't want her husband to find out. So she was trying to hide the relationship and make it look like he was coming on to her. However, text messages, DMs, and receipts don't lie. So maybe this is a life lesson for you, Demi. Don't be so sloppy, because I kind of think that that's exactly what you did. But also, let me accompany that statement and piggyback off of it. If in fact he did in any way make her feel uncomfortable or violated, that's not okay either. And I'm not condoning that. So I'm just kind of saying both sides of the story, because when she was accusing him of all of these things, she failed to mention all of the receipts, the DMs, the text messages that were going to come out. And that, to me, is where I'm just like, what? How? But moving on, last but not least, let's take it back to the Valley.
Why were you not included?
Luke told me it was because of Jax. And I was like, but I divorced him.
He's not even here.
I'm like, what is going on?
I love Brittany. However, she definitely still has a big soft spot for Jackson. He can get stuff out of her. without her even realizing what she's doing. Kristen and I have gotten a lot closer with Danny and Nia over the past year. It's the only couple I believe can keep a secret.
Why were you not?
All right, guys. Well, there you have it. That's why Brittany was not involved on this past week's episode of The Valley when it came to Luke Broderick and Kristen Doute's engagement. Now, I want to hear all of your thoughts, all of your opinions, and also in the comment section, let us know where you're watching from. And if you're in the United States of America, let us know what your plans are for 4th of July. But with that, I love you guys. Stay safe. No drinking and driving. And I don't know, pay somebody a compliment today. You'll probably make them feel great. So see you later. Bye.